Thanks for joining us on the Media Review segment of the program. Today we shall be taking a look at the role of the media in ensuring that the 9th National Assembly delivers on its mandate. And to do justice to that, I have with me in the studio Chief House Press Corps, House of Representatives, Mr. Umar Mohammed. It's nice to have you in our studio.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now that the 9th National Assembly has been inaugurated, what should we be expecting? Drama, controversies?
Well, you can never rule those two out. You know, the National Assembly has always been a place where democracy is being practiced all the time. And while we say drama, certainly there must be dramas. You can't rule that out. Is a combination of too many people from different backgrounds coming together to champion a cause. So certainly there has to be one drama or the other.
Okay.
Well, controversy, you cannot also take that
all.
thing out of the National Assembly, because in democracy, majority always have their way, while the majority will have their say. So as far as National Assembly is concerned, you can't take these two from the National Assembly.
Okay. Now, quickly, from the eye of a journalist, let's take an assessment of the present Senate leadership. How would you describe the makeup?
Well, although I cover the House of Representatives, I think the Senate leader, the Senate president has somebody who has been in the National Assembly for quite some time. He has been in the House of Representatives before he now moved to the Senate. So over the time, he has acquired all the legislative experience that one needs to preside over any chamber of the National Assembly. And there has had so much expectation, actually.
Okay.
And Nigerians are expecting a lot from the 9th Assembly. You can see that is why they didn't waste any time. They just decided to move in and continue their work. But in case of the House of Representatives, I think where I covered, Femi Gbajabiamila has been the floor member and a minority leader who transcends to a majority leader. So virtually he has known the two sides, and he has acquired experience for quite some time. He's equipped, and I believe is qualified enough to lead the House, especially at this critical time when the nation needs experienced person to handle those positions.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the three arms we have, the legislature, judiciary, and the executive. So how would reportage look like this time around? What should Nigerians be expecting in terms of reportage?
Well, in the 8th Assembly, you know, there has always been an issue with the executive, especially the crisis here and then between the legislature and the executive, which I think Nigerians have suffered for it. Nigerians are the ones suffering for it, because when two elephants fight, they say it's the grass that suffered. But that's what prompted these new shifts in leadership. Probably the APC, the ruling party, have ensured that all those principal officers that were elected were their members, probably in anticipation of probably trying to deviate from what has happened in the 8th Assembly. So the leadership of the National Assembly, actually people are expecting that by this time now, there won't be any crisis that has consume virtually the large chunk of the 8th Assembly. So I believe with the synergy, probably cooperation between the two arms, or the three arms of government, the Nigerians will stand to gain much this time around.
Okay. All right. Now, with the likes of Gbajabiamila in the House of Representatives and Lawan in the National Assembly, now, do we see a better Nigeria?
Yeah, of course. Of course, that is the hope of every Nigerian now.
Okay.
Yes, because I remember when Femi was elected, he made a statement. He says he wants to reform the institutions. And he says for Nigeria to be reformed, National Assembly must be reformed. So if you reform the National Assembly, probably see how we can incorporate everyone into the same fold. I believe the country will move forward. Especially, you see, in the 8th Assembly, because of the crisis, there were so many very good bills that were presented to the president for his assent, but the president declined assent. Probably, I don't know. But on one thing, I want Nigerians to know that this president has always, if he declined assent to the bill, he always send explanations, unlike what is happening in the past when the president would just return the bill without any commensurate explanations on that. So this, vis-a-vis this, I believe the National 9th Assembly have a lot. Nigerians are expecting a lot from them. Okay. And they need to sit up and do what is right so that they move the country forward. Okay,
you are very familiar with that terrain. Yeah. So what will be the fate of those bills that were not assented to?
Well, I think they will need to be regulated and probably look at the areas or the comments of, or the complaint of the Mr. President on those bills, probably send it to the President again, probably this time around. When all those areas were noted, certainly the President will assent to them. Although this is purely an APC appeal, the Speaker and the Senate President are all from the same party and the President. So I don't think there will be so much crisis this time around.
Yeah. All right. Now that both of them are from the ruling parties, what do you foresee?
Well, I foresee a smooth relationship.
Okay.
But however, you know, National Assembly sometimes, no matter how cooperative you may be with the President or with the executive arm, certainly you have to be up and doing, and you need to stand on your feet in some of the issues pertaining issues that involve Nigerians. You know, we're having serious issues with the security challenges, economy and whatever. These are things that the National Assembly need to really stand up and come up with a very, very sound solutions to those problems.
Okay, now, in what areas would the media be helping to ensure that the 9th National Assembly have a smooth regime?
Media has always been a friend, and has always been helping the National Assembly. You know, you can't write crisis where there is none, because you want to create a problem. The 8th Assembly, for example, we have, like I said, because of the crisis between the executive and the legislatures, a lot of issues were not attended to. Yes, okay. And so if, for example, this 9th Assembly will, like I said, come up with a very, very blueprint on how to come out with quality bills and motions that will move the country forward, I don't think they will have issue with the press.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Now, before you go, let's quickly talk about the social media and then the issue of fake news.
Yeah.
So, do you think this assembly would handle those in the right direction?
Honestly, it's not assembly alone that's facing this issue of fake news, and because
in the 8th Assembly, it was top on the agenda.
Yes.
Fake news.
Yes. I think with the emergence of Femi Gbajabiamila as the Speaker and his deputy, Honorable Ahmed Idris Wase, I think, like I said, these are people that have been in the House for quite some time. They can be able to dictate whether news is fake or real. But nevertheless, there is a need for them to cooperate with the House of Rep Presco in fighting those menace. National Assembly may not be an exception. There are so many fake news emanating from the National Assembly. I believe if we can have a synergy between the leadership of the National Assembly and the Presco to sit down and see how we can probably organize seminars and retreat for the members of the Presco. Certainly this will go a long way in covering this menace. All
right, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Omar. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And that's it on this week's Media Review segment. And remember, building Nigeria is a collective responsibility.
Well, whenever the executive have issues with the legislature will say, look, we are the people. We feel the pulse of the people. You are just administrating. But that is the beauty of democracy. Well, you heard it all, that there is hope that indeed the 9th National Assembly will definitely be an improvement of the previous assemblies. Lizzie?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm hopeful as well, because we need the leadership to actually come up with policies and decisions that will be impactful, not just blueprints. We need to walk the talk this time around, because Nigerians are enlightened. Let me say our eyes are opened. So we need to put a check on what they do. We need to hold them accountable. We need to ask questions. And I think these will help us move forward and make us enviable in the world.
Okay. We have come to the end of Insight. What do you say?
We'll see you next week.
Okay. Always be guest on Insight. And on behalf of all of us, bye-bye.